Hi everyone, it's Gail, and I am going to work on my Fairy Whispers journal a little bit more. Not an official mixed media Monday, but I am going to emboss the butterflies because I just can't seem to get that done off camera. So we'll just do that, and then we'll go along. So let's say hi and hugs to Meryl, Nancy, Celeste, and Carolyn. Thank you so much for being my YouTube buddies and watching and chatting on the comments and all. Okay, so let's do these butterflies. I did kind of want to set them back on here and see what was I thinking. Where was I thinking of putting them? I think I was thinking something like that. Okay, this is for something else, so we'll put it aside. Just going to get my little glue book. We're just going to work on it, I think. So, can move this over. And then when we get to working on pages, I think I'll do another, just to do a little bit of a flip through because to see where we're at. Okay, I think I want the big one to be this. This is called Stamp and Stuff. Stamp and Stuff. Peacock glitter. And I love these. I got them at an estate sale. So, you know, kind of once they're gone, I'm afraid. But boy, I've enjoyed these colors. And I think you'll see why in a second. Okay, let's just press this down into the pad. Use my little tweezers a bit on these, I think. Okay. So let's just get him done. It looks pretty light, but then it really does, it really darkens up and stuff. Okay, actually gonna turn my tweezers around and grab my heat tool. Just gonna do it above my mat so my mat doesn't get yucky. Oh yeah, this turns out so pretty. I can't wait. Really does take its own sweet time, but it is happy that we can chat while it's doing its thing because it's not as noisy as my old one. Okay, that is pretty good, but I would like it to, well, maybe it's good. Yeah, I think I'm going to call that good, but isn't that pretty? Okay, so now let's get our leftovers back in there since it's precious as gold being in an estate sale. Gosh, we have a big estate sale here in our area. One of the famous Montana artists, his name was Robert Morgan. And the estate sale for he and his wife is this weekend here in our town. I'm not going because I just have too much to do. And before we go, so I didn't go, but let's see, I think that's the right side, the correct side. So anyway, but I'm sure there'll be lots of his art and his supplies and stuff. I know you're thinking, how can you resist going? I'm kind of thinking that too, but I am going to resist it because, first of all, I don't need anything. I might find good things for my Etsy, but I have a whole box of things for my Etsy that I just haven't gotten, I haven't gotten them, you know, photographed and listed and all of that. It's, you know, it's kind of more work than you would think. And so, anyway, I am just resisting. Although tomorrow everything will be half price, so we'll see if I continue to resist. We'll see how many videos I get done, and then maybe, who knows. So, ooh, that is beautiful. Okay, so there's that one. And then this, oh, well, let's get this, gotta get our pretty, this one's Cranberry is the name of the color. It too is a fave. And I don't know, I haven't Googled stamp stuff, embossing powder. Maybe it's still made, I don't know. You know, still made and you could get it. This is called Sunflower. Got it at the estate sale too. And it doesn't have a brand or anything. So, I don't know. Yeah, but we'll see. This one's like, I have used it before, but I just don't kind of remember what it looks like. Okay. Okay, there's that one. Yay. All right, so now we can pick this stuff up. We'll get those glued on, and then we'll get on to some more pages and decorating and stuff. Okay, there's those, there's that. These can go away, I think. Just gonna set this over here for the moment. And get rid of our heat gun too. Okay, so now we can put these on. Just kind of decorating the front here. Okay, deciding the glue. I think I'll go art glitter on this. And I did think I wanted some diamonds on him too. Gosh, Mike and I were eating lunch, and I don't want to go this way. And we were watching a robin, a male and a female, and I said they were courting and chasing each other around our cobblestone patio. And then the other thing is we saw, we have a chipmunk in our yard. We've had, you know, a gazillion squirrels. but I don't ever recall in the 10 years that we've lived here seeing a chipmunk. But there he was. I told Mike I was surprised that the, oops, I didn't want to go that way. We'll go this way. I was surprised that the squirrels allowed him. Didn't chase him out or something. But, yeah, okay. So there's our little butterflies. Now, let's do... Let me see what we want for diamonds on here. I'm kind of thinking the black just to kind of pop out that. Guess we need 3 there. So we'll do 3 there. And we've got these little 2 extras, but I don't know. These might be, I don't know. I think they're good. And then this little guy, he's so little. Let's see. These are pretty little. And we only need 1. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let's put those on. Then we can just set the cover aside to dry with all its new embellishments. And now, as of right now, the cover is done. We are calling it done. Okay. And this one. Maybe could have still used those tweezers, huh? And this little guy. Okay. Okay, those are that is gonna get set aside, and we'll do a quick flip through, and then I'll show you what I'm thinking for another page. Let me just... Feels ever so gritty with the embossing powder. Okay, so there's our cover, right? Yeah, there's our cover. I'm sorry I'm up a little high today, aren't I? So there it is, and there are our butterflies, all shiny and fairy-like. Then, if you recall, this is like the first page. So let's just kind of flip through. I'm going to set that over there. Actually, I'll set it behind me to dry. Okay, so we have this page. Still contemplating putting something on this. Belly band would work. That. So that's 3 pages. That I'm going to leave for journaling. This, of course. So that's 4. We have this little pocket. We haven't put anything in there yet. 5. This one we did last time that folds down for a ton of journaling space because we have the back too. 6. We have this one, 7, and I think I'll put a pocket on there too. 7, 8. This one with little pockets and the notebook. So that was that 7. 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is 9. No, this is the back cover. So we only have 8 pages so far, so we've got a ways to go. And I have the 2 rings, or you know, the 2-inch rings, and so we have a lot more we can do. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside for a minute. I grabbed, this is a Tim Holtz cardstock. It's from the Cool Pack, and I kind of was thinking, I did the mosaic on one, and I was kind of thinking about, you know, what could we do with this, but it's the perfect size, just about, for, well, it's 6, so we might chop off a 1/2 inch, but I thought we'd make a page out of that. Oh look, it doesn't fit his very own trimmer. That's hilarious. Okay, well, let's just take off a 1/2 inch, just to make sure it fits well. So that's a keeper. Put that back here. Okay. So my thought kind of was to do pockets or something on this, but now I'm kind of wondering, do I want to do one of those mosaics with the scraps of scrapbook paper I have? Just cover this as a mosaic and use that as a page. I think I do. I think that would be fun. Can you tell I'm slightly obsessed with those? Just a little bit. Okay, that's, other than the strips, this is the stuff we have to work with. But yeah, I think this might be kind of fun to do. Like, I have this little piece. Okay, let's pull out. I definitely want to use this one as a journal card. This one we could use for this project. That's going to be a journal card. This would be a good journal card too, because you could write on it. Okay, so we'll set those aside as no, you can't use those. This could go either way, I feel like. So maybe we'll put it in the pile we can use. And this one, ooh, yes, and then there's these that are kind of. So what if we put her in the middle square and then started working from there? I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we've got a starting spot. So I'm just going to chop her. And we'll give her a chop right there. And the strips actually might come in handy for this too. Oh gosh, that's so pretty. I might have to do distressing on this one. I didn't do that when I did the other, but these papers just look so pretty when they're distressed. I think I'm just gonna do it. Okay, we can get rid of that and that for the minute. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the middle. And we have both sides of these papers that we can work with too, so that's good too. And because the Blue Fern's so heavy, I'm going to use art glitter glue instead of glue stick. Okay. Put her kind of in the middle. Where's my card? Okay. Okay, so there's that. Where was that? Now I have lots of little pieces. Maybe this was the piece I was thinking of. I thought I had a little bitty piece. Yeah, right here. I'm thinking of maybe going like that with that one. Yep, that's the side we want. Yes, I truly had such a lovely time doing those mosaics, and then the ephemera that came from it, I absolutely loved. So it was a really, really wonderful to discover that. I'm grateful to the subby who said, "Why don't you ever do mosaics?" Well, I just hadn't, but now I have, and now I'm kind of obsessed. Okay, this one is pretty good there. It's a little wide, isn't it? Let's do this one, and let's cut it, you know, just a bit bigger. I think it just needs a little bit, but okay, so we're right there. So let's do maybe like that. Okay, I'm gonna move a couple things and leave my chopper up here so I'm not there. Okay, so what if we did that? Yes, I need my pencil because just to be able to sort of chop evenly. Okay, sorry I'm chopping off camera, but I guess that's, as far as things to miss, that's not a biggie. Hope that moved a little bit. My shoddy chomping. Okay, we're going to put that there. Okay, this totally wasn't what I had planned for this video. I was going to just make a bunch of different pages, but this is where the muse led me today. So we have to listen to that, don't we? Okay, so I'm lining it up with the edge pretty much and trying to line it up with this other one a bit. Okay, all right, so then ooh, that's pretty. I mean, you could almost go right there. I want something a little more colorful though. Those are all just a slight bit too short. Let's see about this one. Ooh. That one's a slight bit too short too, but that's okay. We can work with it. I think I'm going to go with a long strip there. Just for fun. Okay. Do you want it that way? Yep, I like it this way because the dark and the dark. So this makes it a little more interesting than a plain green, doesn't it? That's a really pretty side too. That's the trouble I do have with this beautiful Blue Fern Jen Bishop paper. Which side to use? Okay. I'm going to line this up at the bottom like so. Oh, that's not my card. That would be another scrap. Okay. So I think I'd like another strip here, but these again are too. Ooh, what about a little purple? What else do we have here? Ooh. It's too big. I don't want to go that big. Wow, that's pretty good size that way though, isn't it? Could be slightly longer. Let's use this piece. And I'm going to cut it here. And I'm going to cut it right there. Now I can't see my pencil. It's not as light over here. Okay. That makes a nice little strip for somewhere. And my line is right there. This also makes a good little chunk for somewhere. I don't know. We'll find a spot. But I like that there. I think this way. Okay. Okay. Ooh, this side's cool too. But have my heart set on the other side. I have to remember to do that, though. Flip it over and look at the other side. My friend Jamie told me Tim said to smack your art, get glitter glue on the table, and it keeps it from, you know, getting all stuck in there. I think I want I think I'm going to go here, right there, and since this is split, I think I'll go the whole length with this. So that's what we're going to do there. It. Okay. I was going to tell you all, I have a couple of fun movie recommendation. So last night we watched Unknown with Liam Neeson, and it was really good. It was kind of kept you on the edge of your seat. And then the other one we watched was Brain on Fire. I watched it. One of you suggested it, and thank you for that. I really enjoyed it. And it's based on a true story, and you know how I love those. So that was really fun last night. We watched Unknown last night, and the night before we watched Brain on Fire. That was so good. Okay. I don't know who the actress was that was in Brain on Fire, but she was excellent, whoever she was. Let's see if one of these strips is the right, this one. Maybe? Definite maybe? Yeah, I'm going to call that. I'm going to call that good. Which side do I want? I want that side. Oh, I want that side. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Helps if your cutter's all the way on the table. As I said in the video where I did the bunch of collages to cut up into journal cards and tags, I find it much easier to go from the center out rather than like trying to do the corners, which is my usual thing I do. But yeah, it's easier to start in the middle and work your way out. It just works out a little bit better. Okay, I am going to try something kind of different though from what I had been doing with these. I'm going to lay out this side, and then I'll do the cutting, or I mean then I'll do the gluing and stuff. That'd be cute. Yeah, I just need to cut it off at about right here. So hard to see. Let's see. Okay. Trying to do it straight is a whole nother thing. Okay, so I like that. I like how these are kind of offset, so like it's not straight across. Okay. Oh, and I kind of wanted to use this, but it's too skinny. What else do we have here to work with? Ooh, that would be fun. A bit of that. Okay, so we are going to go about here, about here. And just there. Okay. Okay, so now we'll distress them all. Put them down there, and we're going to have this page about done. Unless we think it needs something. My sponge, I feel like I just changed it out and it's already starting to crumb. Okay. So let's give these a little glue and get them down. Okay. There. Just kind of giving it a real good smoosh. Ah. That's no good. So much for trying not to get glue on my mat. It just happens, doesn't it? Best laid plans and all. It just happens anyway. Excuse me, I know that's a little noisy, but sure keeps the glue a lot better. Okay, so there we go. There's our little collage page. And I just think I'm going to leave it as it is, other than I need to get holes punched in it. Let's do that. And our cover is all good. It's all nice and dry. Let's see here. Gosh, that is exactly the same height, which is fine. Can stick out a little from the other pages. I kind of like having a variety of sizes anyway. Okay, so we'll give that a little punch, and then we'll decorate the other side. Oh no, goes this way. Oh, I don't know about myself some days. I'm like, usually I can see where I'm punching. What's the deal? Okay. So there's that. I'm deciding if I think what I'm going to do is just put some of these on there, because it doesn't really need them. I mean, it's super thick, but I just feel like it makes it look more finished off. So yeah, we'll put those on there. Oh, I'm super happy with this page. I think that's really cool. Oh, too much fun. We have too much fun. I'm going to put these on the back too. And I think I know what I'm going to do here. And we're going to use scraps for this too. I think what I would like to do is kind of do the wonky pockets. Let's see. I think that was my friend Candace at Journal Me Crazy. I'm just grabbing scraps that I think might work. I mean, I have to cut them down a little bit. Ooh, I love that. I think we need to do that side. So I'm going to cut this. It's not quite as long, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut these the same size, basically. basically the same, and then that one needs to be straightened out a bit. So another fun little strip. Okay. And did I say this was too long? I did. Yeah. It's a little bit too long. So maybe we'll just go to where we can be on the right side of the hole reinforcers. Ooh, another gorgeous scrap. They're just so, it's all so pretty. Okay, let's get this one the same size, and then we're going to need one more. So we'll decide which paper we're going to get the one more from. Ooh, that's pretty too. But the lady's cut in half, so that's never good. Okay, so I think I'll put like this. Nope, like this. And then what if we used a bit of this one and went like that? Whatever. Like that. And then this one. So what part of that do I want? I think I want this part with the pretty flower. Okay. Chop that down. Let's see, where are we? Right there. And right there. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so these are gonna be all wonky like that. Kind of like that on the page. But I want to distress them, and I want to sew around them. Gosh, I better check the time too. I am going to keep crafting today and do another Fairy Whispers video. Really ending up doing the whole thing on it should have been a start to finish, I guess, but I just wasn't sure that I was gonna do start to finish on it, you know, that I was gonna get it done in that amount of time. So, but we're moving right along. I mean, a couple pages each day. Granted, today we did the cover instead of another page, but okay. So, yeah, that will give them a lot more oomph if we sew around them. So, let me just move all my scraps here. Put those behind me. Get my Tim Holtz out of the way. Get this out of the way. And that out of the way. Excuse me, I flipped another a tray. Okay, so I'm just, let's see, what am I going to do? I think I might do a tiny zigzag. That's what I might do around these. Okay, here we go. I better check my time. Feeling nervous. Okay, got 15 minutes about. So about 5 after. I'll just, oop, I set my sewing machine on a thread. Oh, this poor thing. It was giving me grief today. I was working on the little hockey journal. And it didn't want to work. I was like, Mike came down and I was growling at it. He's like, what's the matter? I said, oh, my sewing machine's giving me grief. Poor thing. I abuse it so much anyways. Okay, one more. We'll whip around one more. Yeah, the stitching makes all the difference on these, I think. Oh, it's funny. I'll show you this. I'll show you what I'm laughing and shaking my head about. Okay, we should be done with Mr. Sewing Machine. All right, so look at this. So little, and then big for a minute. Here we skipped a stitch. Easy peasy. I don't know. Okay, so or like this. I think like that. Put the big stitch in. Yeah, and so we just kind of make them a little wonky and stick them down. I really liked making these pockets too, so thank you, Candace, for this wonderful idea. I'm going to put nope. Okay, and then this one will go like that. Like that. Okay, this space is, well, I don't know, they're pretty spaced evenly. Okay. Come in. One of my gals said she fell asleep to my video, and then she woke up and thought someone was at the door in the middle of the night. because I was doing my glue stick. Oh, yes, so funny. Yeah, definitely needs. Ooh, definitely needs inking. I don't know why that's not wanting to stick. Must be something with the paper that is being glued on. Okay, so that's a very fun page. It's got funness on both sides, which is kind of what I wanted for this journal, to have just lots of fun interactive. And it's always good because it's got then lots of ideas too. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, let's look at the journal and see where we might want to put that. In amongst, now that might be a good spot because, yeah, that's a good spot. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, that's very fun. Okay. Okay, so I think what we'll do in the time we have remaining, which isn't much, is think about it's so this is one of the pockets I want to make. So, you know what would be cool is if we have a big enough one that's kind of purple. What about that? Yep. Let's make that a pocket. So we ended up kind of using our scraps today, didn't we? Okay, so I'm going to put this kind of up here because I've got the punch on the edge, if I'm in frame at all. Yeah, the punch on the edge. So I'm going to set it higher than I normally would a pocket, but and then also we have to think about our holes here. So I'm going to just call that a good spot. Let's just grab our cutter. And of course we could put some sort of decoration on that if we wanted to from the ephemera pack, but you know, as usual, it's just hard for me to cover up this beautiful paper. And I'm going to punch that, and I'm going to keep this for the top of a tag. Maybe. I'm going to keep it just in case. Okay. Or we might want to put some lace on it. Ooh, which just gave me an idea for the other page. What time is it? Okay, we might have time for both. If I just stress like a crazy person. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put that there as a pocket. Oh, I mean, look at the other side too. So gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to put that pocket right there. Oops, I'm going to move it down so it's straight. There we go. Okay, and then lace. Okay, so if I use this, I don't know, I don't mind it hanging out the bottom a little bit, but I think it would be too much. Oh, but that is kind of pretty. Or How much is too much hanging out is the question. I think maybe like that would be okay though. Let's do it. I'm just awful. I just want to hoard this. This is lace 67, by the way. Just kind of end up wanting to hoard it. I am going to leave this one out because I think I know what we might do with that. Okay. Okay, so this is the front. I think I'm going to put it right about there so that some of that pretty paper shows too. Okay, so maybe that'll sort of follow the line of the lace. Oh, I did pretty well. Good job, Gail. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Okay, I have one thought here. There's these little round things in the ephemera pack. Well, and there's these beautiful flowers too. That's pretty. Let's see what this looks like. I was thinking of putting that kind of in the middle. Yikes, I like them both, but I think that's a good place to use that. So I'm going to do it. Okay. So now, I don't know if we can do it in 3 minutes, but we're going to try. If I go over 5 minutes, I go over 5 minutes, right? You, on the other hand, are free to turn off the video whenever you want to. You can come back. You cannot come back. It's completely up to you. Okay, so I'm going to set that right there. And I think what I'm going to do is set it over to the side with this weight on it, just to make sure that that really sticks. Okay, so this one, you know, I've been kind of, what am I going to do? And I was thinking belly band. What if we use this for a belly band? This is lace 69. And it is so gorgeous. Okay. This is the right side. Oh my good grief. Yep. That is what we're going to do. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to use it. Oh, gotta find some more of that. That is gorgeous. Okay, so with that, we're just going to put a little glue on the top and bottom, and that's done. So yeah, I thought we could maybe get that done. A little glue. I put a lot of glue, but it's gonna stay. And then we'll get one of the journal cards, or we'll make a journal card or something to go into that. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll just see you tomorrow. Super happy with my cover. Yeah, this has just been a blast. So I hope you've enjoyed too, and I hope you have a grateful day. We will just see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.